And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to a new video. Today I've got something that's going to make you laugh. I think it's going to make you laugh because it made me chuckle. So this will be a short one with some comedic information when it comes to this new 2024 launched in 2025 Dodge Daytona Charger EV abomination. And while some of you have thought, man, this guy, he really hates Dodge. No, I drive a Dodge. This is what I drive. This is my daily driver, my last call 2023 Swinger Edition Scat Pack Shaker, awesome and sublime green car that is filthy. And before you comment and tell me that I need to wash it, the whole Southern California universe is burning, and I washed it the other day and 47 seconds later it was covered in ash again. So I'm gonna let this ugliness subside and then do a full detail and bring her back to her former glory. But that is a glorious car right here. I think you all would agree. And this is the car that made me fall in love with Dodge. And the car that's making me fall out of love with Dodge is the car that we're going to talk about today. And that is that damn electric thing. Now, I will say, I think the new body style is pretty damn nice. The more I look at it, the more I think that thing would be amazing if it had a freaking Hellcat engine in it, or even a Scat Pack engine in it, which likely would not fit, but if it had something with some power, it would be a blast. But especially a Hellcat version, man. Could you imagine that? Anyways, let's jump into this beauty and have a conversation. Oh, and for anyone who thinks I don't drive my cars, I've had this car for just over a year. And look at that. Let's see how close we can get. 20,201 glorious miles, and it's time for an oil change. Anyways, let's get started. All right, so we are starting to see the new Daytona EV showing up at dealerships all across America, but we're not seeing them show up at all dealerships. And while I've heard on other YouTube videos, even on TK's channel, where he said that some of these dealers are just refusing allocations, refusing deliveries of cars like the Hornet and this new Dodge Charger EV, I found some proof that this is actually happening. Not that I don't believe TK, I'm a believer, but this was kind of hilarious when I saw this. So I've shared with you in a video a week or so ago where these dealers are now taking these Daytona EVs and they're posting them all over Facebook, trying to get buyers, and they're trolling the private groups, these SRT groups and Demon groups and Scat Pack groups. They're all over these groups. And in this group, it's an SRT, TRX, Hellcat, RT classified group, and they're definitely posting these things there. And it seems like a lot of them are going there, which means there isn't a line outside the dealership to buy these things. It stands to reason that if there was, they wouldn't take the time to go and put these things up online in Facebook. And for those of you who say that these are used because the ad says, which I'll put on the screen right now, 300 miles in Wilkesboro, North Carolina, that's not how far the car is away from me. Somebody said that in a comment on one of the last videos. That is the amount of miles they're saying the car has, but it's not, because they have to put a minimum of 300 miles to be able to start listing these cars on Facebook as, quote, classified used cars. Because Facebook's not trying to be a place where it's flooded with, you know, tens of thousands of brand new cars, and now nobody gets to market their own used cars for sale without getting drowned out by them. But the dealers, in the normal fashion of dishonesty that they have mastered in so many ways, have figured out that if they just put 300 miles, that they can put a brand new car up on the classifieds in Facebook and then troll all these groups and pitch these things. But like I shared with you in another video, they get roasted, and this ad is no different. I'll show a couple screenshots here. They get roasted like you would not believe by everybody. Nobody says it. Like, maybe you'll have a comment or two saying the car looks nice, but I don't want the EV, and they just beat them senseless. But then the part that I wanted to share with you on this video was a dealership, an owner of a dealership. Now, I'm going to black out his name. I'm not going to put him on blast because, frankly, despite the fact that he was really nailing people hard on Demon 170 markups, the one thing, and he did kind of proliferate some of those stupid stories about these cars being the best investments ever and holding their value and going up in value, when the ultimate determination has already been realized at this point of what these cars are worth. And I know he sold a lot of those demons for $200,000 plus, I believe, and 175, 185. And now, if you want one, seriously, it's a 150 car. You can find them. No miles, delivery miles, a few miles. And just like I said, when this whole insanity started, these are $140,000 to $150,000 cars, mass spec, carbon fiber wheels, everything. Maybe you'll get to 160 at the very best, but that's a stretch at this point. So he did nail people pretty hard for a while. But you know what? It is what it is. I mean, that was the world we were in, and I fault them less than I fault the people who fell for it and paid for them. But I don't like any of them. I think it's just the whole thing was just bad. But you were going to pay a markup on them. I digress. On to the next thing. Now I have to say that, well, I kind of admire the guy for having the guts to do this, because he owns a Cdjr dealership, and he wrote under this ad, you get an A+ for effort running the ad. I am a Cdjr dealership, and I refuse to order car as far as I'm concerned. The Dodge brand died in 2023. I wish you the best. A few typos here. I wish you the best of luck selling this car. The only way you will sell this car, $30,000 discount. And the buyer will be a 400 Beacon, Santana, or Caps, and will buy the deal. And in 7 months, it'll be repoed. So this is a Cdjr dealer, and I know this because I've clicked on his link, his name, and went and done the research, and the guy owns a dealership. And then another guy writes to him, Dodge died when they thought the Hornet was going to save the brand. And then he writes one more thing. I will not carry a Hornet. I had a few on the lot. Took a year to sell them and lost $7,000. Anyways, Dodge is dead. Anyways, then the beatings continue. But what I wanted to share with you all is this is an actual dealer. Like, for those of you who think that we're just hating on this thing, like, this is a dealer that stands to make money on these cars. And the manufacturer is doing everything they can to make these cars attractive when it comes to incentives, I imagine, for both dealers and for customers to try to move these things. But here you are with a Cdjr dealership, the owner, who appeared to be typing maybe after a couple martinis, but saying, I am not going to order these cars. I'm not going to sell these cars. Now, listen, if that doesn't scream out that this is a problem, I don't know what does. But I would say that is the reason why what we're seeing right now is some dealers getting these things and some dealers just don't have them. And if you were to talk to the owners or the GMs, we might find out that they simply don't want them. They don't want them in the lots. They don't want the problems. They don't want the upset customers because of the issues. But I just thought I would share with you, like I share everything, that this is kind of interesting when you see an actual Cdjr dealer saying, we aren't going to sell them. I don't want anything to do with them, which is pretty sad all the way around. Great looking car. Nobody wants that EV thing. Bring us something with a gas engine in it and we'll talk. So with that, everybody, let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. And please like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.